Wow, great to be called a mentor. गाना चल रहा था ये काली काली आंखें. And I started jumping on my bed and started singing and dancing. And that's the time I ran up to my mother and said that I want to become an actor when I grow up.
Luck and blessings do come into place. But there's a lot of hard work and dedication that goes on in the back end that a lot of people don't see.
I don't have the best of the physique to be a poster boy for any kind of a particular film. You should just be very confident and just be very happy in whichever situation you are in. जो सुख मिलता है कोई चीज करने का वो तभी ज्यादा मिलता है जब आपने फेलियर देखा हो. You cannot fake in this industry. यार मेरे को तो कुछ पता ही नहीं था. I think work from home is, in one word, I think laziness. You just have to dress up till here.
Edition 2.
Hi everyone and welcome back to Mentor Monday's second edition. Just like before, this series aims at creating a direct dialogue that allows budding professionals to deep dive into the minds of young achievers. The mentor we have for you today needs no introduction. He's already made a space in everyone's heart through his on and off-screen persona. In a world where everyone wants to just put you in a box, it takes great courage and determination to be so true to yourself. He was 5, I think, when he saw Bazigar, and that's all that it took for this little dreamer to decide his entire future. But unlike other dreamers, our mentor chased his dreams with a single-minded focus and determination. He then saw them come true by working on movies like Chichore, Fukrey, Dilwale, Doli Ki Dolli, Kis Kis, Pyar Karu, and the up-and-coming Roohiafza. So enough said, let's welcome the man who is Chucha to some, Sexa to a few, and today he's a mentor to you, Mr. Varun Sharma. Hi.
Hi, thank you. Yeah, this is so sweet. Thank you, Ridhima. Thank you. Wow, it just feels great to be called a mentor. It's a very big term for someone. But yeah, but thank you. It's very sweet of you. And yes, that's a fact. At the age of 5, I saw Bazigar, and that's how the dream kind of kicked in. And I started. I wanted to become an actor, and the fun part of it is that मैं उस टाइम पे तोतला बोलता था. तो गाना चल रहा था ये काली काली आंखें गोरे गोरे गाल, and I started jumping on my bed and started singing and dancing. ये ताली ताली आंखें ये गोरे गोरे. And that's the time I ran up to my mother and said that I want to become an actor when I grow up. And she's like any Punjabi mother, she's like, बेटा चलो अभी खाना खा लो, रात को बात करते हैं.
कल बात करेंगे.
So it's like it happened, but then it just kind of stayed with me, yaar, and that's how the whole journey started. And that kind of dream was there in me, and it just stayed with me for the longest time. And with the grace of God, it's a blessing that I'm getting to live my dream, and it's turned into reality. So
It's a blessing, I get it, but I get the fact that luck and blessings do come into place. But there's a lot of hard work and dedication that goes on in the back end that a lot of people don't see. That it's easy to say the person got lucky, but the level of hardships that one has to go through, they don't see. So at Mentorica, we couldn't think of a better mentor to give us at least advice on the following topics. First, how to know your self-worth and build self-confidence. Second, how to deal with failure and rejection. Third, how to build a brand for yourself. Fourth, 3 lessons that you wish you knew before you entered the Hindi film industry. And fifth, what is the role of an agency in an actor's career and how can newcomers get signed on, right? So let's just jump right into it. On a note of honesty, right? I have stalked you a lot in preparation for this interview. And what stands out is not only your confidence, but you have a very strong sense of self-worth. How did you get it, and what would be your advice to others who would like to build the same?
To be very honest, I think it's very important just to be happy and content in whichever space you are in at that particular time frame. For me, I'm not. I mean, to give a metaphorical example, I don't have the best of the physique, or I don't have the most chiseled body or the body frame that kind of requires as a perception to be an Indian actor or to be a poster boy for any kind of a particular film. But I was happy in that. I mean, fitness for me is also very important. It's very essential, and everyone should kind of be fit and kind of go through it. But during that whole course only, if I wouldn't have gone for the auditions that I did when I started, I couldn't have got the films that I had done. A Chucha, the Fukrey was my debut film. I started off with that film, and if I had the perfect six pack abs and the chiseled body and everything that it takes to as a perception to be on a poster of a film, I might have not got the part because Chucha doesn't did not require it to be like a six pack boy, and yet he was on the poster of a film with one of the biggest banners that we have in the country. So point being is, in whichever situation you are in whichever circumstances that you are in, it's very important to just be happy, be content, obviously work on yourself towards that particular thing, but don't hold yourself back. You
Hmm.
know, a lot of this also is, again, it's a merger to a lot of other things, that a lot of aspiring actors that come into Mumbai. And when we started auditioning, it's happened with me, it's happened with my friends that I know of, people who जिनके साथ ये चीज हुई है. They say that यार अभी मैं पूरा fit नहीं हूँ, या फिर अभी मेरी jawline नहीं है, या अभी मेरी body नहीं है, या फिर I have to lose some weight and then I'll start auditioning. My theory is that in whichever current situation you are in, if you're getting a call, if you're getting to know about a particular audition, just go for it, because you never know what works where.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and at the same time, you should just be very confident and just be very happy in whichever situation you are in. It's very something very important there. I mean, and that's what I mean. If you are content and you are happy with your own self, then only you can make the other person happy and believe in yourself. So
True.
I think that self worth and self confidence is something which is very, very, very important, and everyone should kind of really work towards it and really, I mean, keep it going. And you're beautiful the way you are at the end of the day.
It's lovely. But like you mentioned auditions, right? So in auditions, how do you deal with failure and rejection is something I would like to learn. Because as an actor, it's not that your product or a service is rejected technically, but it's you. So it is quite personal, right? So how do you build a mindset to deal with failure and rejection?
I think rejection is part of life. Yeah. Failure and rejection is part of life. I've got rejected so many times. Like from when the day I came to Bombay to Mumbai, I've auditioned for, I don't know, almost everything, whichever platform is possible. Right from feature films to television serials to ads to telefilms. Right now, the OTT platforms kind of come in. But before that, like about 9 years back, it used to be more of a DVD telefilms that used to kind of happen. So I've auditioned even for that. I've auditioned for voiceovers. I've auditioned for a lot of things. I used to get rejected. I used to go prepare myself kind of, and they say, "Ki, nahi yaar, abhi, this is not worked out for you." I used to get shortlisted, and then it never used to mature. But for me, I think it was also very important because जो सुख मिलता है कोई चीज करने का, उसका जो सुख है वो तभी ज्यादा मिलता है जब आपने फेलियर देखा होता है.
Hmm.
And I think you start valuing things more if you've seen failure, if you've seen rejections. If you've not seen rejection, if you've not seen failure, then you will not be content with whatever you've achieved in that particular day.
So
For
true.
every day, whatever you've achieved, you will not be content with it because you've not seen the rejection phase, you've not seen the failure phase. But if you have seen that, the value of even the tiniest sort of thing that you will do will hold so much value in your heart and in your mind and in your capacity, that every frame, every day, every second, you will be grateful, thankful, and you'll value the little joys that you'll get in kind of doing that thing. So I think, and for me, I think failure and rejection is very important, and I mean it teaches you a lot. For me, it's a learning. I'm not one of those persons. Again, it's all about perception. Like my perception towards failure, towards rejection, is not that यार इसने मेरे को क्यों नहीं लिया, इसने मेरे को फेल क्यों कर दिया, इसने मेरे को मना क्यों कर दिया. My whole thing is I analyze it. I'm a thinker. Like how people have hobby of singing, dancing, painting. I think my hobby is thinking.
Lovely.
So I kind of really overthink. So then I'm like, yeah, why? What could have I've not done right that I never got selected for that particular thing? If it's something that I don't fit the part in terms of a particular appearance or anything that is required for that particular character, obviously that's something, and I can't change that. And but if it's something which is I need to work more on my craft, there's something that I need to work on my dialect, there's something that I need to work as a transformation or something. If those things can get rectified, I will surely now work towards it and be better for the next time. wherever I go. So that's my way of thinking, my way of adapting. And even right now, I mean, after the auditions and with the grace of God, after you've done certain films, and once with the grace of God you've got that acceptance, your life changes from auditions to narrations. So
Yeah.
it's still not something. It's still not कि यार नहीं अभी तो कुछ भी है तो करते हैं. The entire process kind of changes. The thinking pattern changes. The lot more variables kind of come in play, but it's an ongoing process, and it's
Yeah, I told you I've stalked you, so don't be shocked when I quote you from interviews. I saw an interview where you said you don't like it being called a struggling period.
yeah.
You
I
call it a learning period.
learned,
I love that. That encapsulates your entire mindset so beautifully. That's why I was like, we have to have him.
I don't
This
know,
is,
but I think that's a fact, Rhythm. I mean, I don't see like a lot of people, a lot of interviews when we talking, we're chatting. They say, "How was your struggle? Did you struggle a lot?" For me, it wasn't struggle; it was learning. And I think, like every other industry, if now tomorrow I want to get into garment industry, there will be failures there, there will be rejections there. It's not possible that I straight away set up a factory, make orders, have the right buyers, export it. Everything is like spick and span and prim and proper. It will not happen like that because I'm alien to that. I have to understand the world. I have to understand the the economics behind it. I have to understand the mechanism behind it. And once I've learned the art of it and all that, then it'll just make my journey more smoother. So I think so. This is exactly, it's another different industry altogether. The perks is that it's a glamorous industry, and it is, you cannot fake in this industry.
yeah.
बिकॉज कोई भी और इंडस्ट्री में आपका काम कैसे चल रहा है, बहुत सही चल रहा है, कोई आके आपकी बुक्स नहीं देखेगा. यहाँ पे आप झूठ नहीं बोल सकते क्योंकि आपका काम एट द एंड ऑफ द डे दिखना ही है. तो so it is one industry. I think it's one of the most honest industries where you can't lie only about your work.
You know your reality check balance sheet आपकी सबके सामने every Friday. You know.
सबके सामने वही है.
So brilliant. But actually, you're talking about Fukrey and Chucha and how that worked for you. But you couldn't have nobody would have thought of these roles beforehand, right?
Yeah.
So it's a brand that you've established for yourself, because even if somebody doesn't know Varun Sharma, we know you as at least Chucha. Everybody knows you as, right? So you've created a brand for yourself. Was that conscious or something that you work on every single day? Because you get brand deals, in social media is there. And if it was conscious, how can we start working towards the
To be
mind?
very honest, I think you will laugh at me when I say it, but I do everything by my gut. There is not a constant planning, or obviously there's certain planning that kind of goes in that as to whatever kind of things that I want to do, whatever brands I want to get associated with. So that's something which is ongoing, which is kind of the planning does take place. There's a team meetings that we keep doing, that I have my team with me, with which we kind of figure out what are the kind of films that we are doing. Is this something different that we want to do? What are the kind of brands that we want to do? But at the end of the day, for me, it's I never thought here. I'm not like one of those persons also who will plan every single day and kind of move forward. When I told my mother I wanted to become an actor, I did not know anyone in Mumbai. Neither didn't know anyone from the film industry. I landed up here and I started doing it and stuff like that. Then I never imagined, or I never thought that I'll get a break with Excel Entertainment, who've made films like Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara and Dil Chahta Hai and Rock On, and such a prestigious banner. I never thought I'm going to get debut with them. And with the grace of God, that happened. And, I was on the poster of their film. And with the grace of God, it got appreciated and loved by the audience. So it was automatically there. Then it was because of Bazigar that I thought that I wanted to become an actor. That dream kind of happened. And Bazigar was directed by Abbas Mastanji. So then I got called from Abbas Mastanji for Kis Kis Ko Pyar Karu, which they directed it. So I told them, I was like, मैं आपकी वजह से तो यहाँ पे आया हूँ. And then I did Dilwale, which has Shahrukh sir and Kajol ma'am together in it, and again the Bazigar connection. I was like, अरे मैं तो उसकी वजह से आया हूँ. So it just kept happening. I mean, with the grace of God, I feel blessed that I was there at the right time, and the right face, and everything would work out like that. And the the kind of learning and the journey had been rough, but with the grace of God, I'd reached a certain point where it was kind of balancing it out and kind of figuring there was a much more clearer path that I could see. So the fog kind of went away, and there was a path that I could see, and I could just travel on that. And branding, I mean, it just happened here. I never thought I didn't even imagine the kind of love that Chucha got or Fukrey got as a film, as a franchise, that will turn out to be so beautifully accepted, and it'll just become like this cult character, and the film and all the characters of the film will be like that. And at the same time, then Chichore happened, and then with the grace of God, Sexa, kind of the synonym of Sexa of the character, kind of was an addition. So it became from there was Chusha, and then there was Sexa, and then I just felt beautiful because it's beautiful to have these characters with you, and people, if they know you, if they call you by your character name, for any actor is the biggest win.
Well,
So I'm hoping that Roohiafza's character also kind of shines as Chucha and as Sexa, and it gets loved like that. And it's a constant effort. Like all our films that we do is from the constant effort that it just leaves a mark in people's heart, and it gets appreciated and liked by the audience. And some do, some don't. It's a part of life. So,
makes sense. And now that you have Roohiafza also coming in, like you've said, you've synopsized literally your entire movie journey so far. But before you joined the Hindi film industry, or after so much experience, are there any 3 lessons that you wish you knew before you joined the industry?
यार मेरे को तो कुछ पता ही नहीं था जब मैं आया था। मुझे कुछ पता ही नहीं था यार, मैं आ गया था. I think 3 lessons that I wish I knew, or if I would say that if someone knows, like should know now when they come in, is updation of as to whatever's happening wherever the auditions that are kind of taking place. Because of the social media activation, there's so much knowledge that kind of keeps flushing out, that there's certain castings happening with this casting director, there's certain casting happening with that casting director. So it's much more easier, the process now. Before that, it was more on a calling basis, or on that physical meet करेंगे, किसी दोस्त ने बताया कि यार उस बंदे को जाके मिल लीजिए वहां पे कास्टिंग.
ट्रांसपेरेंट हो गया.
तो अभी बहुत ट्रांसपेरेंट हो गया. तो आई विश मेरे को वो पहले पता होता, तो मेरा टाइम और ज्यादा कम हो जाता, और मेरा काफी टाइम उस फिगर आउट करने में लग गया. आप वेट मत करिए किसी की कि यार अभी मैं थोड़ा टाइम पहले फिट हो जाऊं, या फिर पहले मेरी स्किन और ग्लो कर जाए, और मैं लैंग्वेज पे अपनी काम कर लूं. सिचुएशंस की चीजें होने की वेट मत कीजिए. अगर आपके पास ऑडिशन के लिए एक अपॉर्चुनिटी आ रही है, उसको पक्का दीजिए ही दीजिए, and just go out there and face every rejection with a smile, which is the most important thing. Do not let rejection or failure reach to that saturation point where you kind of feel कि नहीं यार, I mean, अभी थोड़ा टाइम और रुकना चाहिए. So give yourself that strength, and always face the rejection and face the failure with a smile, and just keep going here, and it will be nice.
Thanks for that. And what I also wanted to understand was what's the role of an agency in an actor's career, and how do newcomers get signed on to them?
Role of an agency in an actor's career. It is very important. For me, I'll tell you from my personal experience, is that I only had an agency once I cracked my first film. So it was only after Fukrey I got an agency, and I was a part of that. But where it kind of really helps you is that it kind of structures things for you. It kind of manages things for you. Also, as an individual, you will have intel to whatever projects which are ongoing, or whichever whoever's making it is I think is going to be a little limited to your own circle, where कौन कहाँ पे क्या बना रहा है, and where you kind of fit in which character you fit in, or you can read the part and test for it, or kind of meet for it. But an agency will obviously have more intel. So अगर आपको कुछ 4 चीजें पता होगी, तो I'm sure agency जो है, because they have different talents, the continuous working of different talents in different production houses will have them more intel of whatever is happening in different banners, in different production houses. So it kind of gives you a wider perspective and a wider intel of what the kind of films that are being made, the kind of projects that are happening, different stuff, brand integrations. Now, I will not, when I'm venturing out also, I would not know the brand people directly, the endorsement sides of it. I would not be knowing the agencies directly. That's where the talent agency kind of comes in play, where they kind of bridge it out from the talent and the brands, or the talent or the production house. So it's like basically it works as a bridge for both the parties. And I think it's very important as far as how does a newcomer enroll with an agency. I will not be having knowledge on that because I myself ventured out with an agency after my first film only. So,
Right. So did they come to you? Did you have? Could you now go to an agency now that you have?
yeah. So they also kind of at times agencies approach newer talents. At
Right.
times, talent approaches newer agencies, and they figure out an understanding, figure out a way, and they take it forward.
Perfect. You've been so good with such great advice and tips. But I would love for the viewers to now get to know you a little more personally. So so are there any daily habits or rituals that you have that will help you ensure a productive day?
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm working on this habit, Ridhima, which is I'm trying to do that. It's a little tough. So when I wake up, I'm trying not to see my phone for the first 1.5 hours, and I don't try to see my phone an hour and a half prior to my sleep. So, because when I wake up, the first hour and a half, I want to spend time with my own self, with my family, have a cup of chai with them and chat with them, and not straight up jump into the Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and dive into other people's lives. I want to introspect my own life for a little bit when I wake up, and the same goes before sleep.
Brilliant. And I'm going to now take you into a section called the rapid fire.
Done.
Like a rapid fire, but our little take on it. We'll throw 5 words at you. Just respond with the first thing that pops in your head.
Okay.
Right? First word: failure.
Learning.
Learning. Competition.
Important.
Important.
Yeah.
And born star.
I think everyone is a born star. You just have to figure out how do you have to shine.
I love that. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Movies.
Life.
Like work from home.
Current situation. I hope the pandemic gets over, life comes back to normal, and we can actually go to work and not work from home. But I think work from home is, in one word, I think laziness.
Laziness.
Yeah. You just have to dress up till here.
That is so true.
Yeah. But I take my jokes about, I think, as the current situation. I hope it kind of figures out and gets sorted super, super soon.
Great. You've been great. Thank you so much for helping us all learn. But before you leave, could you give us a mentor mantra, some wisdom or kind words of encouragement to people?
I personally, I follow this one mantra, and that I really implement in my own life, and I have keep saying it to others as well. I feel that whatever your passion is, whatever the thing that you want to do, I think you should give it your best, give it your 100%, and do it all with all the efforts, all the love, all the passion that you have towards achieving that. And I think life एक मौका जरूर देती है वो चीज होने का. And then it's up to you how you convert that one possibility into 10, into 100, into 5, or you're just happy with that one possibility that you got. But if you do anything with consistency, with a lot of love and a lot of passion and focus, it's not possible that life will not even give you one shot to kind of do that. It will. Then after that, it's your own mehnat how you convert that. But yeah, so just be at it and keep dreaming and dream big. And with the grace of God, it does turn into reality.
From the Bazigar himself.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for this. Thank you for helping us learn from your knowledge, from your experience, from your learnings so far.
Thank you. Thank you.
And to everyone else who watched, you heard it from the mentor himself. Just keep learning, keep growing, and we'll see you next Monday. Bye. Thank you. We're done. It's a wrap.